So for updating the UI, I got two main areas, and that's this register as coach button, which I want to replace if we're not logged in. And requests also shouldn't be visible here if we're not logged in. Instead, maybe we want to show a login button. For that, I will start in my getters in the auth module though. So there in getters, I'll add a new getter, is authenticated. And here I want to check if we are authenticated. And how can we tell whether we are authenticated or not? Well, if we got a token, then we are authenticated. Because we start without one, and I will later reset it once we added a logout functionality. So if we have a token, we are authenticated. So I will return state token and convert this to a true Boolean by adding the double exclamation mark again. Now we can use the isAuthenticated getter in the different parts of this app. For example, under coaches list. Here we have this register as coach button, and that should not be visible if we're not even logged in. Instead, I want to show a login button or link instead. So therefore, we can add a new computed property here to coaches list. The is logged in computed property, for example, where I return this store getters is authenticated. Since this module is not namespaced, we can access the getter just like this. Now we can use is logged in and only show this register as coach button if we're not a coach, we're not loading, and we are logged in. So if we are logged in and we're not a coach and we're not loading, then I want to show this button. And of course, you could also put this all into one computed property to take this logic out of the template. Now I will add a new base button here, which will act as a link to /auth, where I say log in if we are not logged in. So if we're not logged in, this button will be shown. Now with that saved, here we see the login button. And we click it, we go to the login page. Now for the navigation bar. That's the header in the layout folder under components. And here we now also need to add a script to add a computed property to get access to our getters. I will also add a isLoggedIn getter or computed property here and return this store getters is authenticated. That getter we added a couple of minutes ago. And now only show this list item with the requests link if we are logged in. Otherwise, I'll show a different list item with a router link to /auth, where I say log in. With that, if we save this, we now see log in here as a navigation item. If I do log in, you see we have requests instead. And on all coaches, we would see the register as coach button if we wouldn't be registered already. So now let's also add a logout button and a logout functionality and check a couple of other things we can do here on our front end.